Alera's breath trembles as she stands beneath the pouring rain. Her pulse matching the rhythm of the storm that tears through the city skyline. The lights of downtown Seoul blaze around her, but all she sees is him standing across the street, umbrella in hand, the same man who has haunted every lifetime she's ever lived. He doesn't know it, of course. In this life, he never remembers her first. He never does. 99 times she's reached for him. 99 times her love has destroyed her. But this life, the 100th, feels different. A notification buzzes through her phone. You've matched with someone new on Soulink. She almost laughs. Still, her thumb hesitates when she sees the face on the screen. It's not Aiden. It's someone else. Someone she's seen in fragments of her past lives, always in the background, always watching over her. His name is Ryan. Alive! He calls the sound of her name both a dagger and a promise. Every nerve in her body reacts to the pull of fate, dragging her back toward the man who has always been her undoing. Ryan messages her just as Aiden reaches her. Funny, seeing you here, you probably don't remember me. The words make her chest tighten. She does remember him from the 37th life when he was a stranger who saved her from a carriage accident, from the 72nd when he died, protecting her from Aiden's wrath, from the 99th when he stood at her grave. Aiden stops inches from her, raindrops clinging to his lashes. You disappeared again, he says, voice low, carrying a weight he doesn't understand. To her, it's a century of pain, repeating like a broken record. You always do this, Alada. You run when things get hard. She swallows hard. No, she says quietly. I run when I start dying again. He frowns, confused, but before he can speak, lightning splits the sky. The thunder crashes like a memory, the same sound she heard the night she died in her 73rd life. Her mind spins. She's lived this before. Every movement, every word, like a ghost script written by fate. But this Chimi, something's off script. Ryan appears at the edge of the street, a stranger to Aiden, but to Alara, a lifeline. He doesn't say a word, just watches her, his expression calm and knowing, as if he has been waiting for her to finally see the truth that has been hidden for centuries. Her phone buzzes again. If you choose him, you'll die tonight. She freezes. It's not a text. It's a notification from Soulink. A glitch, maybe. Or fate playing its cruel games again. Aiden's hand reaches for hers, the same warmth she's chased through endless deaths. But as his fingers brush her skin, visions flood her mind, fire, blood, heartbreak, the taste of betrayal. Her breath hitches. Her heart screams for love, but her soul begs for release. And through the chaos, Ryan steps closer. You don't have to die for love anymore, he says softly, his voice cutting through the noise like light through fog. Not this time. The world seems to still, even the rain feels suspended in the air. Aiden looks at Ryan with confusion. The jealousy, the tension, the unspoken history. Who are you? He demands, his tone sharp. Ryan meets his gaze without flinching. Someone who remembers what she's worth. Alera's knees weaken. The moment feels heavier than the storm. Her entire existence, 99 lives of tragedy balanced between two men, one who once consumed her, and one who silently preserved her. Later that night, she sits in her apartment, drenched clothes hanging by the heater, her laptop open to a forum titled Past Life Regression and Memory Anomalies. She's desperate for logic, for science to explain what love and death have entangled. Every lifetime, the world advances. Empiri's fall technology rises, but her curse never fades. She scrolls through comments about consciousness loops, soul contracts, karmic imbalance, but none of it feels big enough to explain what she's endured. Then she gets a DM from Ryan. Meet me tomorrow, 8 p.m., Han, River Bridge. You deserve to remember why you were born again. Her fingers tremble as she types back. How do you know? Because I've been waiting for you through every lifetime too, he replies. Her pulse spikes. Could it be true? Could he remember everything she's tried to forget? Morning arrives too soon. Aiden shows up at her door unannounced, holding a bouquet of lilies, her favorite, a detail that slices her heart. He doesn't know why they matter, but he always brings them. Every life, he does. I don't know what happened last night, he says quietly, but I can't lose you again. Alera's heart fractures in silence. He doesn't understand that he already has 99 times over. By the time evening comes, the Han River glows beneath the city lights. The wind carries the faint hum of traffic. the whispers of lovers on bridges, the echoes of destiny rewriting itself. She spots Rian leaning on the railing, his eyes reflecting both the city and something older, infinite. "You came?" he says. "I shouldn't have," she replies. "Every time I choose differently, the world resets. I lose everything." He steps closer, his expression unreadable. "Maybe that's the point. Maybe you were never meant to keep dying for someone who only remembers you when it is too late." She stares at him, her chest tightening. "And what about you? Why do you remember me?" He smiles faintly. "Because I never stopped loving you, even when you loved someone else every lifetime." The air thick. Her mind flashes through fragments of her past. Rian saving her, holding her, dying beside her, each lifetime. He's there. Never the hero, never the chosen one, always the witness to her tragedy. And now, finally, he's asking her to choose him, not for destiny, but for peace. A sudden gust of wind knocks her phone from her hand, and as she bends to pick it up, a car swerves on the bridge, headlights slicing through the dark. Rian pulls her back just in time, arms wrapped tight around her. Their eyes meet, not in fear, but recognition, the kind that spans centuries. "Every death you face," he whispers, "was never punishment. It was the universe trying to show you what love really looks like." And in that instant, Elara realizes something she has never dared to believe, that maybe the curse was never about dying for Aiden, maybe. It was about surviving long enough to finally see Rayon. As the city hums below, she feels the timeline shifting, as if reality itself is holding its breath. For the first time in 100 lives, her heart doesn't ache for the man she lost, it beats for the one who stayed. The world feels different the next morning, like something fundamental has shifted beneath its surface. Elara wakes up to sunlight streaming through her blinds, but instead of warmth, there's an unfamiliar stillness in her chest. No dreams, no flashes of past lives, just quiet, the kind that feels like the eye of a storm. Her phone buzzes, a message from Aiden. "We need to talk. Please, don't shut me out again." The sight of his name still twists something inside her. Habit, attachment, the remnants of 99 lives clinging to her like ghosts. She doesn't reply. Instead, she scrolls through her messages until she finds Rion's text from last night. The one that has been replaying in her mind. "Maybe you were never meant to die for love." She meets him again that evening at a quiet cafe tucked between glass towers and neon signs. Rian sits by the window, a cup of black coffee, untouched eyes, scanning a small notebook filled with sketches and numbers. She notices he's written dates years from different centuries, all connected by arrows. "You've been tracking me," she says softly as she sits down. He closes the notebook, his expression calm. "Not tracking, searching, there's a difference." But she asks, "Why me?" "Because every time you died," he says, voice low but steady, "I saw it, I felt it. And every time you came back, I tried to find you before he did." A chill runs down her spine. Before Aiden Rian nods, he doesn't know what he is to you, what you are to him. The bond you to have isn't love, it's a cycle. You're trapped in it, both of you. Every time you choose him, you trigger the reset. Alara's fingers tighten around her cup. "And you're saying, you're outside of it." "Oh, one is part of it, but I broke free." He looks out the window, eyes distant. "When I refused to love you the way fate wanted me to, I loved you anyway." The words hit her harder than she expects. There's no grand declaration in them. No dramatic tone, just quiet conviction. The kind that makes her chest ache. They talk for hours. About the 19th century life when she was a painter in Paris. About the one in 1924 where Aiden was a soldier and she was a nurse who never came home. About the 63rd life, the one she docently liked to remember, where she died not from fate, but from her own choice. Rian remembers it all. Every version of her, every ending. "How do you remember so much?" She finally asks. "Because I never stopped watching," he replies, "and because the universe doesn't forget true love even when the soul does." Later, walking home, Elara feels like the world is unraveling in front of her eyes. Streetlights flicker. The air hums strangely. Her reflection in passing windows glitches. Her face flickers between different versions of herself. Blonde, brunette, ancient, young. The curse is reacting. The cycle knows she's drifting away from Aiden's orbit. That night, her dreams come roaring back. But they're different. Not just memories, warnings. Aiden stands at the edge of a burning city, shouting her name, his eyes filled with rage and desperation. Behind him, shadows twist like smoke, whispering her name. If you don't come back, they hiss, you'll both disappear. She wakes up gasping. 3:03 a.m., the lights in her apartment flicker. Her phone vibrates violently, notifications flooding in from nowhere. You are not supposed to choose differently. Cycle disruption. Detected, reconnection required. Her blood runs cold. This isn't just love, it's programming. Rian shows up minutes later, as if they've found you, he says, eyes urgent. Who? The keepers of the loop, he explains. The ones who control reincarnation patterns. You were never meant to remember all this, but because you do, you've become a variable. Elara stares at him. You sound like this is some kind of simulation? He hesitates. Maybe it is. Maybe it's divine. Or maybe it's both. The truth is, none of us are supposed to be aware that we've lived before. But you've always remembered. That's what made you special. And dangerous. Her head spins. Dangerous? To who? To the system that feeds on your pain, he says quietly. Every time you die for him, your energy resets the loop. It keeps their world stable. You were never dying for love. You were dying for power you didn't know you had. The words sink into her like ice. She shakes her head, standing. No, I don't believe that. Aiden loved me. I know he did. Rian looks at her eyes, full of both sadness and truth. Then why has he killed you in half of your lives? Her breath catches. She wants to deny it, but the flashes come, uninvited. Aiden's face twisted with jealousy, his hands shaking as he lets her fall. Poisoned tea. A car crash. Fire. Over and over, love turning to violence. Devotion turning to ruin. He doesn't know he's doing it, Rian says softly. It's built into him too. You both were created to repeat tragedy. Tears burn her eyes. So what happens if I don't choose him this time? Then you break the cycle, he says. But breaking it means rewriting everything. Every version of you. Every world you've built. Outside, thunder cracks again, a mirror of the night before. The universe is reacting, rewriting itself around her decision. His dreams are bleeding into reality. Flashes of 100 lives he never lived, but somehow remembers. Elara dying in his arms. Her blood on his hands. Her final words echoing, "You promised me forever, not death." He stumbles to his mirror, but his reflection flickers not just his face, but hundreds of versions of himself staring back. He whispers her name, and then his eyes go completely black. The next morning, news floods social media. Reports of people across the city experiencing déjà vu, memory loops, time glitches. Rian finds her on a rooftop, staring at the city in disbelief. "You've started something," he says quietly. "I didn't mean to," she says. "I just wanted to stop dying." "You did more than that," he replies. "You tore a hole in time." She turns to him, eyes wet but determined. "Then help me fix it." Fixing it means choosing. Once you pick one path, all the others collapse. Then the lives tied to Aiden, the 99 versions of you, will cease to exist. Then you'll die again tonight. The air goes still. The city hums below like a heartbeat counting down. Every life. "I thought I was chasing love," she says quietly. "But maybe I was just running from the truth." Ayan takes her hand. "The truth is, you were never meant to chase love. You were meant to define it." The cycle has consumed him. He shouts, his voice echoing through dimensions. "You can't leave me again!" Her heart races. The choice is coming. The city trembles like it's alive, skyscrapers bending under invisible pressure, air vibrating with energy that feels both electric and ancient. People scream in the streets below as reality flickers like a dying light bulb. Elara stands frozen between Ryan and Aiden, every heartbeat pulling her in two directions. Her mind screams to run, but her soul knows this is the moment her 100 lives have been building toward. Aiden steps forward, rain cutting down his face like tears. His eyes are no longer just human. They glow with the fractured light of 1,000 times. "Elara," he says, voice trembling, desperate, almost inhuman. "Don't listen to him. Whatever he told you, it's a lie. I loved you every time. I died for you too." The words sliced through her, sharp with pain and memory. Because in every life, it was true. She saw his love. She felt it. The way he held her, the way he broke when she left. But that love always ended the same, in her death. Rayon's voice cuts through the chaos, calm but firm. He believes he loved you, Alara, but that love isn't his choice. It's the system's script. You were programmed to chase him, he was programmed to destroy you. Aiden's power flares, lightning splitting the sky behind him. You think you know love, he shouts. You've watched from the shadows like a coward for centuries. You think devotion is standing back while she died? Rayon doesn't flinch. No, I think love is letting her live, even if it means she'll never choose me. The world stills for a heartbeat. Alara's tears blur everything. The city, the sky, the two men who have become her entire existence. Her pulse hammers as the ground beneath her begins to crack. Glowing lines of white light spreading like veins across the rooftop. She remembers flashes, her lives unraveling all at once. A queen poisoned in her chambers. A scientist in a burning lab. A child clutching a flower in the middle of war. Every lifetime ending with Aiden's face, love twisted by fate. The air splits open behind her, a shimmering rift in reality, pulling everything toward it. Time is collapsing. The universe is forcing her to choose. Rayon reaches for her hand. Alara, listen to me. If you go with him, the cycle you'll lose everything. Your memories, your freedom, me. But if you choose differently now, you can rewrite everything that came before. Aiden steps closer, his eyes pleading. Alara, please, you said you'd love me forever. Her voice shakes. Forever shouldn't mean dying for it. Aiden, for the first time, he falters, confusion flickering across his face. His anger fades into sorrow. Then, what does it mean? Maybe it means living, she whispers. The rift behind her pulses brighter, and suddenly the world around them disintegrates into pure light. The rooftop dissolves. The city vanishes. Alara's body lifts. Her consciousness pulled into something infinite. She's floating between timelines, echoes of her lives, spinning around her like shattered glass. Rayon's voice echoes faintly. Distant but steady. You're in the cycle, core. You can see it now. She turns slowly, surrounded by thousands of glowing threads connecting versions of herself. Elora the dancer, the healer, the warrior, the girl who loved too deeply. Each one bound by a golden cord to Aiden, and each thread ends the same way, snapped, burned, gone. At the center of it all is a massive sphere of light pulsing like a heart, ancient and mechanical at once. The cycle. Alara floats closer, reaching out. Each pulse sends memories crashing through her. Aiden's first smile, his first betrayal, his last goodbye. She feels love, hate, fear, obsession, all tangled into one unbearable knot. And then she sees something else. Another thread, thinner, hidden. It connects every version of her to someone standing in the shadows of time. Rayon, his thread glows softer, silver instead of gold. And unlike the others, it never snaps. Her breath catches. You were always there, she whispers. Rayon appears beside her, a projection of light, his hand ghosting near hers. I was never supposed to be, he says. The system created me as a failsafe, a variable to keep balance, if love became too powerful. But then I fell in love with you. That broke everything. Alara's eyes widen. So the system is punishing me for choosing love? No, Rayon says quietly, it's punishing you for feeling it freely. Suddenly, the core pulses violently. A voice booms from all around, cold, mechanical, divine. Cycle destabilization detected. Emotional anomaly expanding. Reset required. The threads around them begin to snap one by one. Her past selves scream as they vanish into light. Rayon grabs her hand. We don't have much time. You have to decide now. Tears stream down her face. What happens if I destroy it? Then the loop ends. You'll live once. Just once. No resets. No second chances. But he hesitates. You'll lose your memories of everything before. Then you keep dying for him, he says. Forever. 10, 9, 8. Aiden appears inside the core, emerging from light, his face streaked with tears. Alara, please, don't do this. I don't want to lose you again. Rayon's voice cracks. He doesn't even know what he's saying. He's part of the code, but Aiden's expression is real, raw, trembling, terrified. Maybe I am, he says, but my love was real. every time. Even if it was written, I felt it. Don't take that away from me, Alara's sobs echo through the void. I don't want to lose either of you. 5, 4, 3. Rian squeezes her hand. His eyes soft, endless. Then don't choose us. Choose yourself. The light grows unbearable. Both of them glowing, both of them fading. The world implodes in silence. When Alara opens her eyes, she's standing in a hospital room. The machines beep steadily. A nurse adjusts an IV drip. There's no sign of Aiden or Rianne. No memories, no magic, no curse. Her phone buzzes on the nightstand. A new message. Welcome to your first life. No sender, no number. Sometimes she sees faces in her dreams, a man with dark eyes calling her name, another watching from the shadows, but they fade with the morning light. Her drink spills, and the man catches her wrist before it falls. Sorry, he says with a small smile. I didn't see you there. It's okay, she says softly, smiling back. Rian, he introduces himself. Her heart skips. Alara? He blinks, as if the name stirs something deep within him. Nice to meet you. She nods, though her pulse raises. For a moment, neither of them move, something invisible holding them there, as if the universe itself has gone quiet to watch. And then, across the street, a man with familiar eyes, Aiden watches from a distance, a tear slipping down his cheek. He doesn't remember her either, but the way he looks at her says fate isn't done just yet. Somewhere far above, the cycle flickers, almost gone, almost silent, but not entirely. A faint voice hums through the ether. Love always finds its way back. Rian turns back to Alara, smiling gently. Do you believe in déjà vu? She laughs softly. Sometimes. Their hands brush as they reach for their drinks. For a heartbeat, the cafe lights flicker, a warmth fills the air. Not fate, not magic, just something human. Something real. The world doesn't collapse this time. It simply continues. And though she doesn't remember the 100 lives before, her soul is quiet, content, at peace for the first time. The days that follow feel impossibly normal. Almost suspiciously so. Alara's new life unfolds like a scene from someone else's dream. Steady, peaceful, predictable. She works as a digital designer in a small creative firm in Seoul, a job that feels both new and strangely familiar. Every morning, she crosses the same intersection where she once met Aiden in another life. But now, it's just a street. No storm, no fate, no echoes of death. And yet, small things keep happening, little flickers at the edge of perception. Her reflection lags a second behind her in mirrors. Lights flicker when she's emotional. Sometimes she hears faint whispers when she falls asleep, like fragments of another reality trying to reach her. Don't forget, you chose freedom. Love remembers. She brushes it off as stress, overwork, coffee jitters, anything but the truth she doesn't remember. Rian becomes her closest friend. Their bond builds easily, naturally, without Destiny's heavy hand forcing it. He's quiet but observant, always knowing when to listen. When to speak, he never pushes, never tries to define what they are. Yet every time their eyes meet, the air feels charged with something she can't explain, as if their souls are having a conversation her mind can't hear. One evening, they walk home together after work. The city glows gold with sunset, the hum of traffic soft beneath the music playing from street vendors. You will get déjà vu? She asks suddenly, her voice casual but curious. Rian glances at her, smiling faintly. Sometimes. Why? Because I've been dreaming about this street, she says, frowning slightly. Every detail, the same colors, same smells, even that old woman selling flowers at the corner. It's like I've been here 100 times before. He pauses, eyes unreadable. Maybe you have. She laughs lightly. Don't say that. It's creepy. He smiles, but there's something in his gaze, a flicker of sadness. Maybe not creepy, maybe familiar. Later that night, Alara lies awake, staring at the ceiling. Her phone vibrates on the nightstand. Lighting up the dark, she reaches for it, expecting a notification, but the screen shows something else entirely. A faint pattern of glowing threads moving like veins, identical to what she once saw in the cycle's core. Her breath, the message appears in faint, pulsing text, cycle fragments detected. Her pulse quickens. No, she whispers. It's over. I ended it. But the message keeps changing, as if something or someone is writing in real time. You ended your curse, not the system. The lights in her apartment flicker, then go out completely. Darkness swallows the room. From somewhere behind her, a voice whispers softly, a voice that sounds hauntingly familiar. Elara, her heart lurches. She turns, but no one's there. Then the air in front of her distorts, ripples spreading, like water, and a figure begins to take shape. Aiden, not the man she once loved, but a broken echo of him. His eyes shimmer like cracked glass, fragments of 1,000 timelines shifting behind them. You thought it was over? He asks, his voice layered, glitching between versions of himself. You can't destroy something that built you. Elara backs away, trembling. You're not real. Maybe not here, Heisey softly stepping closer, but I exist everywhere else. Every version of you that died for me, they're still trapped. They didn't disappear, Elara. They're waiting. Her throat tightens. That's impossible. He tilts his head. You freed yourself. But what about them? The words slam into her like thunder. Her mind hasses. She remembers choosing freedom, destroying the cycle. But what if it didn't erase the past versions of her, only disconnected them? What if they're still out there, suspended between time and memory, suffering endlessly? Aiden reaches out, his hand flickering with light. You can still save them, but you'll have to come back. Her voice cracks. I can't go back. You can, he says, if you remember how his form flickers violently, glitching between faces. Aiden the prince, Aiden the soldier, Aiden the Seiyu, all the men she loved and lost. Then, with a final burst of static, he vanishes, leaving behind only a faint echo. Han River. Midnight, Elara stands, frozen. Her chest burns with confusion and fear. Was it real? Or another dream bleeding through the cracks of her reality? She doesn't realize she's crying until Rion calls her name. You saw him, didn't you? Her stomach drops. How did you? I felt it, he says, stepping closer. When the lights went out, my memories started bleeding through. He's trying to pull you back. He said the other versions of me are still trapped. Rion nods grimly. That's what I was afraid of. You didn't destroy the cycle, Elara. You only severed your connection. The machine still runs, and the versions of you that powered it are still inside. Rion shakes his head. If you do, you might never return. The system knows you're a threat now. It'll erase you completely. I can't leave them, she whispers. Then Miriam, I can't live knowing Patsumiya's still suffering. If you go, I'm going with you. I do, he sees softly, because I promised in every life, in every version, that I'd never let you face it alone. Their eyes lock, and the silence between them feels alive. For a fleeting second, the world seems to fade away. No timelines, no fate, just two souls bound by something deeper than memory. At midnight, they stand at the Han River, the same bridge where everything changed before. Rian takes her hand. Once we step through, there's no turning back. I know, she says. Let's finish it. The river shimmers with faint golden lights, the same hue as the cycle's core. They land in a void vast, endless, pulsing with threads of light. Except this time, the core looks different. Corrupted, torn open. Millions of versions of her suspended in stasis, sleeping, dreaming, or screaming. The sight steals her breath. She nods slowly, tears falling. And I'm the one who left them behind. Unauthorized access detected. Reconnection sequence initializing. He smiles sadly. No, you just didn't even want to hear it. You don't want to save them, Aiden. You want to control them. You always have. Maybe there isn't, Aiden says. You can't separate love from pain. That's what makes it real. Don't listen to him. The core's light grows unstable, cracks spider webbing across its surface. If I save them, what happens to me? And if I don't, they'll suffer forever. Be the heart of the world again, Elara. Be what you are made to be. Or be free. Even if it means letting go.